So to start with, we need a base color, so a base texture. I found on the asset store a nice galvanized metal. So if you click on that button, it's going to open up the asset store, and in here, if you type in galvanized like me, you can find this galvanized metal here. And I think we are going to use that for our base texture. So just click on download, and after the download you can go to this button here, send to, and Substance Painter, Substance 3D Painter. So after that you can go back in here and you have your base steel galvanized material. So just drag and drop it in here and we can work with that. Alright, so it's a little bit too shiny, so we have to go a little bit down with that, but first of all I'm go a little bit up with the tiling, maybe to 3 or 4. Yeah, 4 is a little bit too much. Let's be on 2 because I just want some bigger area here. And immediately, as you can see here, we have this problem with the seam, and that's why I just said earlier, place the seam maybe in a place where you can't really see that. You can try to go to projection and triplanar projection, so maybe it's going to resolve that, but often it's not working. So, but this time it's working, it's perfect. Alright, so let's see. We go down to the technical parameters, and in here we can go down with the let me see. So we don't have to go to the technical parameters, we have to go here to under the parameters. We have the steel roughness and go up with that. I don't want it that rough. I don't want it that shiny, so that's good. Alright, we have our base layer now, and on top of that I just want some dirt going on. So let's see, we're going to add a fill layer here. I'm going to call this dirt, let's see, dirt edges. So I just want a little bit of dirt here on the edges. So the color has to be black, so fairly black, and we have to deactivate all except for the color and add a black mass, so we can just work with that. In the black mass we can add a generator, and the generator has to be, we can use this dirt maybe, or the edge, metal edge wear. Let's see which one is better. So let's add that. It's, for now it's inverted, I think. So go to invert, click on false, and it's way too much here. So you have to go down with the whir level or go up with the whir level. And as you can see, it's not really that what I want. So yeah, I'm going to delete that, and we're going to use another one. So we're going to use the dirt. That's better here. And we have to go to the dirt level. It's way too much here. So this is a little bit better. I don't want that that sharp. So if you go with the dirt contrast up, you see it's going to be very sharp, but I don't want it. I want it a little bit blurry, so that's fine. And I just want it here on the edges, so we have to go down to, let's see. First of all, we can go up with the grunge amount if you want a little bit more of that grunge going on here, as you can see. So without width, so it's looking good. So let's add this base. So let's add this base to the other one. So to do that, just add a folder. I'm going to call this base steel. So we can just drag this to in here, and then we can just copy that and paste it to the other layers. And it's looking already very good so far. The back side, the back is really cool. Yeah, that's what I want too. Alright, so now we can add this glass here. So to do that, we have to know which area is stored this material. So it's in the details. We can go in here to the details, and on the details, first of all, we have just to change the shader. So we need a glass shader. So go to the shader button, shader setting. On the shader setting you have this ASM metal rough, click on that, and we need the PBR metallic roughness with alpha blending. Just click on that, then you can close it. Now we have to go to texture set settings. On the texture set settings you have this channel, click on the plus sign, and we need the opacity channel. Alright, so we have done that. We can go back to the layers, and in here we can add our glass material. So just type in here visor, and you have this glass visor. Just drag and drop it on top of all. And as you can see here, it's already looking like a little bit like glass, but it's not that what we want. So we can already open that up, go to the base, and we are going to just adjust the color. So I just want a red color in here, so maybe not that bright. So I'm going down with the color like that. All right. And now we have to add on the glass visor a black mask. So you can just exclude the rest and just include that we want. So go to this button here on the left side, the polygon fill, and select with the mesh fill the area you want as a glass. So I want this area as a glass and the middle one. So we have to do that now on all the details we just want as a glass. Alright, I have now selected all the areas that I want as a glass. And now we have just to select a little, we have to work a little bit on the glass. So open that up, go to the base, and on the base I don't want that as shiny first of all, so go a little bit up the roughness. So maybe like that. No, it's a little bit too much, so let's stay on that. That's fine. Alright, so the next thing, let's try a little bit on the opacity. So if you go down, it's going to be all the way transparent. I don't want that, so maybe go a little bit up. So like that, that's fine. We can just work a little bit more on the color. It's looking good so far. Alright, I think we are mainly done with our details in here. Alright, let's try to add on the details, on the normal details here, a little bit more of a dirt. So let's see how we can do that. First of all, we go to the steel galvanized, and we are going to add a fill layer on top of that for now. I'm going to call this normal detail. So on that we are going to deselect all except for the normal. And on the normal you have to drag the main ring gate Milky Way normal map. Just drag and drop it in here. And as you can see, we have a little bit more of a detail going on now. That's fine. And on the normal detail a layer, we are going to add an anchor point. With that we can go back to the dirt edges, to the dirt generator here. And you have to go all the way down to the image input, and down here you have this micro normal slot. If you click on that, go to anchor points and click the anchor point you have to. Alright, the next thing we have to do is under reference channel, go to the normal, and on that we have to go a little bit up to the micro details, open that up, And under here you can activate the micro normal. So just click on that. And now we can drive the dirt amount on the details in here. So if you go up with the AO radius, you see we're going to be more darker on the side here. You can go up with the AO depth. We're going to be very, very dark, but we don't want that so far. So be cautious with that maybe. So let's see, I just want it a little bit darker on that way. And we have to play a little bit with the settings maybe. Let's see down here. Yeah, it's looking better so far. Alright, so we can do that now on all the other layer here. So I'm going to copy that again, go to the inner ring, and the inner ring I'm going to delete the layer in here, so we can just paste that. And we have a little bit more dirt on the edges here. That's looking better. So if it's too much, go back to the dirt edges, and down here you can always go to the micro detail and adjust that a little bit more so it's not too far. So maybe like that. Alright, so last thing here, I'm going to delete that and just paste it, put it on bottom. Better, and now we can just adjust that. Alright, up here we have a little bit of a problem, so we have to go back to the main ring and adjust this layer a little bit more. So I don't want that as heavy here, so we go down with that, and that's fine. Let's see how it's looking at the back side. The back side is good. Alright, so maybe we can play a little bit more with the settings here. Curvature intensity. So let's see, curvature intensity, if we go up with that, what's it doing? It's driving the curvature on top here. So we don't need that as much. So that's fine here. Alright, I think we are so far done with this texture here. So let's export the texture and we can just import it in Unreal Engine. So to export that, simply go to File. Under File you have to export texture, and in here we have just to select some settings here. So first of all, output directory where I want to save that. So I'm going to save it in Substance and Texture, the folders I made for that, and just open that. That's fine. Output template, go all the way down to Unreal Engine for Packed. File type, go to PNG. Size, I want it on 4K, and that's it. Go to Export and wait for the export. So the export is finished. We have export successfully finished. You can just close that and open up Unreal Engine. Alright, so in Unreal Engine, I just opened up my test map with my previous tutorial model. So it's the gas station. If you want to watch how I just made that, just go to the corresponding video on my channel. So I'm going to delete that for now. I have just to go to Custom Assets, and in here under the FBX, I'm going to open up a new folder. I'm going to call this Gate, so easy. On this folder, just right click on that, go to Import to Game and so on. Navigate to your game folder, open up the Gate Low, and in here it's going to ask you some settings. So under the mesh, open up Advanced, and in here we just wanna ensure that the mesh is combined, because we are going to do that stationary. If you don't want that, if you want it movable, just untick that and you're good to go. And under the material, I just want to be do not create material, and that's it. Go to Import All, and after the import you have your gate here. Alright, so you can close that and you can drag and drop the gate in the level. So I'm going to drag them up. So maybe we are going to make it a little bit bigger. So like that. And for the beginning, we are going to just play, and you can see how it's looking in the actual game. Alright, it's looking so far good. As you can see, it's a little bit too small, so we can make it a little bit bigger, and you can't really walk through. That's because we have to choose another collision preset. So I'm going to make that first of all a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit too much, like that. And you have to go to this FBX here, double click on that, and on this window on the right side, go down to the collision, and in here you have your collision complexity. Make the use complex collision as simple, go to save, and that's it. If you go up, you have here the 3 material slots we have in our model. So if you just go to highlight the first one, you see it's the main ring. If you highlight the second one, it's the detail, and the third one is the inner ring. So we have to make these 3 materials. I'm going to close that so we can go to the material folder. In here I'm going to add a new folder called gate, and in here we have to right click for a new material. I'm going to call this inner ring. We have to copy that and paste it, rename it as main ring, do the same thing again, and this is the detail. Alright, so next thing, go to the texture, same thing here. I'm going to add a new folder called gate, and in here right click import to. We have to add our texture made in Substance Painter, so just take all and wait for the import. After the import, it's very important that you go to the texture that's called, let me see, Occlusion Roughness Metallic. We have to open up that, and it's very important that the sRGB is unticked. That's very, very important. So just check all the maps. That's fine. The only thing we want to be ticked is the base color. That's fine. And we can go on. Alright, so go back to the material, and we are going to add our first material. So go to the main ring maybe, open that up, and in here we have just to drag and drop our 3 materials, our 3 textures, sorry. So just go to the texture, and under the main ring we have just to see which one is the detail. It's the inner ring, and that's the main ring. So just select these 3, drag and drop in here, and now we have just to connect all the things. Alright, so first things first, the base color has to be on the base color, so just take the RGB, put it in here. The normal RGB has to be in the normal, and on the third map, the Occlusion Roughness and Metallic map, we have to split them in the red channel, green channel and blue channel. So the red channel is going to go to the ambient occlusion, the blue is going to go to the metallic, and the green is going into the roughness. That's it. Go to save, close that, go to the next one. Alright, after you connected all the pins, you can go back to the main asset. So go to FBX, gate, and open that up again. And now we can just select our materials here. So that's the main ring, click on that, just type in here main ring. Go to the next one. These are the details. And I haven't any details in here. Why that? So let's see, detail, okay. The third thing is the inner ring, and we are fine. All right. So as you can see here, we have a little bit of a problem with the roughness. You can go to the material slot, open the first one, the main ring, So, and in here we have just to add a little bit of another node. So just click the number 1 on the keyboard and the left mouse button, and you're going to add a constant in here. And we have to blend that with another thing. So just right click, type in here multiply, and add the multiply node. So the constant is going to go in the B, I think, and we need the blue channel, so just drag and drop it in here in the A channel, drag and drop the result in the roughness, and now you can just drive that. So if I go to a value of 1, you see it's going to be a little bit better, so just save that. And the main ring is fixed, as you can see. You can always go a little bit down with the value here, so maybe 0.6 or something like that, so it's a little bit shiny. Just save that. But we can fix that later on. So for now I'm just going to go with a value of 1, and we're going to do that on the other things too. So just drag that aside, add a multiply node, add a constant. With the constant value of 1, just plug the right pins into the roughness, save that. And the last thing here. So I think I'm going to add a little bit more of the glossiness here, so maybe a value of 0.5 is good. So just put that in here, and you have a little bit of a glossiness going on here. So I think that's fine. But you can always go in here and play a little bit more with the settings, and that's your ring. Alright guys, we are done with our modeling tutorial about modeling a sci-fi gate ring, and I hope you like this tutorial. If you like that, just leave a like, leave a comment, whatever you want, subscribe. Please subscribe so I know it's worth the time I'm putting on to this tutorials here, and I have planned a little bit more for the future, so stay tuned for the next things coming on my channel.